Um,
Hello learners, today we'll learn about Introduction of Human Resource Management under course code MMPC-02, Human Resource Management, 3 units, Concept and Evolution of HRM, Functions of HRM and Environment of HRM. Let's see what is HRM all about. We are listening human resource management on a daily basis. It is actually acquiring, developing, maintaining, and retaining human resources in an organization with a strategic objective of achieving organizational goals. When we bifurcate HRM, H stands for human. Human refers to the organization's required workforce. Resource is workforce supply, and the management refers to the most efficient use of resources in order to achieve organizational goals. F.W. Taylor promoted scientific management through 4 principles. He said, evaluate a task by dissecting its components. 2. Select employees that had appropriate skills for the task. He said, provided workers with incentives and training to do tasks. According to him, whatever be the workers done, there should always be incentives on the work they have completed. And training is very important to do a particular task. He advocates that more the trained people, more the productivity is. He used science to plan how workers perform their jobs. There are certain stages of development. First is the commodity concept, where the human resource management was begin to be considered, the labor, the workers are begin to be considered as commodity to be bought and sold. Then it comes to the production concept, where the employees are considered a factor of production, just like land, machinery, materials, or maybe any other asset of a company. The paternalistic concept, where the employees organized together on the basis of their common interest and formed trained unions to improve. Then is humanitarian concept. It is based on the belief that employees have certain inalienable rights as human beings, and it is a duty of the employer to protect those rights. Then it comes this behavioral human resource concept, which aimed at analyzing and understanding the human behavior within an organization, motivation, group dynamics, organization culture, organization climate, learning culture, fostering a culture within employees, organizational performance linked with training and development, that comes under behavioral human resource concept. The most emerging concept is where the employees are the partners or the stakeholders within the same organization, within the industry. There are certain objectives which relates with the human resource management. First is societal objective, which directly link with legal compliance, benefits, compensation and benefits, union management relationship within the industry. Then it comes to organizational objectives, which relates with the human resource planning, employee relationships between employer and employees, selection of employees. A person has to be right person at the right place at the right time. That's very important for any organization. Training and development, performance appraisals, placements. Placements here refers to the people who are placed on a specific job role at the as per their skills and their education. Assessments. There is third objective, which is functional objective, which relates with directly with appraisal, placements, and assessments. Personal objective relates with training and development of an employee, appraisals, placements, compensation and benefits, and definitely assessments. Because all these objectives, when we talk about training and development from a personal objective, it is from an employee's perspective. But when we say training and development from organizational objective, it is from the training need analysis, or the trainings required to do the specific task, where the organization is liable to train they develop the skills of their employees for to achieve their organizational objective. But the same function can be referred as a personal objective, where a person is looking further, or an employee is looking further for their own personal growth and development. HRM is the central subsystem of any organization. The HRM subsystem directly connects with material subsystem, technical subsystem, material and marketing subsystem. Material subsystems is directly connected with finance, because whenever we talk about the material, the assets of an organization, it directly relates with financial aspects of an organization. The financial aspects is interrelated with technical subsystem, technology, and the updations on any processes refers to the technical subsystem. The technical subsystem and material subsystems are interrelated with marketing subsystem, and human resource system is a subsystem of the central of all the subsystems, because whatever be the systems, whatever be the functional area, human resources are involved there. The functions of human resources are applied in every subsystem. For example, for material, logistics and logistics managers are there, executives are there, stores, warehouse people are there, technical subsystems. There are people who are into the knowledge processes, those who are into the technological advances, financial subsystems, all the accounts, financial people are there. So, it's not only about selection of the employees, but also to designing their jobs and placing them at the right place. Significance for a corporate of the HRM not only help the enterprise to achieve its goal more effectively, but also in different other ways. It can be attracting and retaining the required talent through effective human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement, orientation, compensation, and promotional policies. All comes under human resource planning. It is said that if HRP is, or human resource planning is done in an effective way, then the talent is or the employees, those who are recruited, are placed and work efficiently, because all the job specifications and job description are accordingly to the human resource planning function. Developing the necessary skills and right attitudes among employees through training, development, and performance appraisals. Other significance is securing willing cooperation of employees through motivation, because it is said and it is researched that the motivated employees and the employees who are more participative in the organizations performs very well. Grievance handling is very important when we talk about from a corporate context, utilizing effectively the available human resources, ensuring that the enterprise will have a future of competent and dedicated employees. The professional significance of human resource management is it improves the quality of the work life, as well as it permits the teamwork employees by providing a healthy working environment within an organization. It contributes to the professional growth in the ways like maximizing opportunities for the personal development of each employees, or maintaining the healthy and safe relationships between individuals and different work groups or different work teams. Allocating work properly. Unless the work is not properly allocated, we cannot expect, or organization cannot expect the best of the resources, or maybe it is not said to be as an optimal utilization of the human resources. Then there is social significance of human resource management is to enhance the dignity of the labor or the employees within an organization, because when we talk, because we are working, an organization is also a social entity. To provide suitable employment that provides social and psychological satisfaction to people, maintaining a balance between the jobs available and job seekers. It's all about demand and supply of the jobs, which is depends on the qualifications, the aptitudes, the skills, and even the terms of numbers. The people worked in, what are the experience. So it is all about the balancing between the jobs and the job seekers. Eliminating waste of human resources through conservation of physical and mental health. Mental well-being is very well in the industry, and the employees, apart from employees, organizations are also very much inclined towards the well-being of their employees, the health and safety of their employees, which directly impact the society on a whole. When we talk about the individual, we talk about the organization point to a context. We also talk about the society. Let's come to a broader perspective, that is the national significance of human resource management. It plays a very important role in development of a nation. Utilization of natural, physical, and financial resources require efficient and committed manpower. Ultimately, whatever be the resources we have, it need to be either planned or organized or direct or controlled by the humans only. So it is very important that all the resources are in the right and the trained or the skilled hands. There are wide difference of development between countries with similar resources due to differences in quality of their people. The countries are underdeveloped because sometimes the people are not updated or they are backward. The level of development of country majorly depends on the skills, on the attitude of the people, the values of the human resources. Effective management human resources helps to speed up the process of economic growth, which in turn leads to higher standards of living and fuller employment. According to Daily Order, the scope of human resource management is very wide. It consists of following functions. First, setting a specific management policy for organizational relationships and establishing and maintaining a suitable organization for leadership and cooperation. Second, collective bargaining, contract negotiations, contract administration, and grievance handling among the employees or the union and management. Staffing the organization, finding and getting and holding prescribed types and numbers, or maybe a specific number of workers within an organization. It is all about right person at the right time at the right job. So, aiding in the self-development of employees at all level, it provides the opportunity for the personal growth and development for acquiring required skills, developing and maintaining motivation for workers by providing incentives and benefits on the works they have done. Reviewing and auditing manpower management within an organization is very important. Industrial relations research, which carries out studies designed to explain employees' behavior at the workplace and outside the workplace by affecting the improvement in manpower management. The nature of HRM, the nature of human resource management is pervasive. It is pervasive in nature. It presents in all enterprises. It permeates all levels of management in an organization. It can be junior, middle, or senior level management. Human resource management is required and pervasive. It is universal. It is everywhere within an organization. Human resource management is action oriented. It is rather than record keeping or written procedures or policies or rules and regulations. It is over and above that. The problem of employees at work are solved through rational policies only rather than by the written policies. Written policies and procedures are very important, but unless if it cannot be meet the problems of the employees, and it cannot be able to handle the solutions or the problems of the employees, it's of no use. It needs to be changed, or it needs to be amended accordingly as per the employees' needs. Human resource management is not only from an organization point of view, but it is also individually oriented. It develops the employees to their fully potentials. It encourages them to give their best in the organization. It not only motivate, but also there is a systematic process of recruitment, selection, and training and development. It is coupled with the wage policies, the incentives, the reward and reward systems. There are different perks which are individually oriented. The motivation or the morale of the employees, how they're inclined towards the behavior of the employees, that is individually oriented, and it not only helps the employees but overall it affects the organizational goals. People oriented. It is all about the people who are working together, both as individual and as a team. It tries to put people on assigned jobs in order to produce better results, effective results. The resultant gains are used to reward people and motivate them towards further improvements in productivity. The organizations are very much inclined towards the people-oriented policies where they are working on R&R, that is recognition and reward incentive schemes, where the people are recognized for their achievements and also rewarded for their achievements. Human resource management is future oriented. It helps the organization to meet its goals in the future by providing competent and well motivated employees. Competent employees can be provided through training and development and regular assessments. Whereas the well motivated employees are when the organization or the human resource management is people centric, they are employee centric, they look after the employees' benefits and relates with the management policies. Human resource management is also development oriented. It develops a full potential of employees in terms of, in a way of training them, not only to sharpen their and improve their skills, but also to sync with their job, their or maybe even for the further job allocations, for the further projects. Employees are rotated on various jobs and they gain experience and exposure on different roles. Every attempt is made to use their talents fully in service of organizational objectives. Integrated mechanism. Human resource management tries to build and maintain cordial relationship between the people working at the various levels, and it integrates with the human assets at the best possible manner to achieve the organizational objectives. Comprehensive functions. Human resource management is concerned with any organizational decision which has an impact on the workforce or the potential workforce. Auxiliary service. HR department existing to assist and advise the line or operating managers to do their personal work more effectively. HR manager is specialized advisor. It is a staff function. Next is human resource management is interdisciplinary. It is not only a human resource related activity, but it also relates with psychology, the human behavior, sociology, anthropology, even human resource economics, the financials, the unravel the mystery surrounding human brains for how they work, what motivates them, where the manager need to understand and appreciate the contribution of their team managers, what are the soft skills which are required, what are the hard skills which are required, and how their which part of their brain is more dominant so that the jobs can be aligned to them with that respective areas. It is a continuous process. Human resource management is not one day, one short deal. It cannot be practiced only maybe an hour or day, or maybe half a day, or some, or maybe on and off. It is a process. It needs constant awareness and alertness of human behaviors and their importance in a very everyday operations. Let's talk about HRO and HRP. HRO is Human Resource Organization, which is concerned with achieving success by organizational design and development, motivation, and application of effective leadership. It is a process of getting across the message about what the enterprise is setting to do and how it proposes to do. Whereas human resource planning is all about defining what the people want within an organization, what type of people are required, how many people are required, on what particular position, what can be their expertise, how they fit it into the corporate culture. What It also involves the forecasting of both supply and demand of workforce, as well as it provides the base of the recruitment programs or the human resource development programs. A need analysis can be done on this basis only. The training and development plans are formatted within the human resource planning. Later on, it can be blended with the training budgets, or it is supported by the training budget. So that is all done in the human resource planning. Human resource systems. When we talk about the system, it comprises of all the recruits and appraisals, the pays, and the safety, health, well-being. It is holistically, it looks after all the essential programs revolves around that. The main key programs are recruitment management, which is the process of obtaining the required human resource for an organization. Information management, that we also call it HRIS. It is a method of ensuring that all the policies and practices are well articulated and effectively communicated to the workforce. Training management. It relates with the identification of training needs, preparation of training strategies, appropriate training systems, whether it is online, offline, blended, what can be the training budget. It all comes under training management, or even sometimes it is seen to be known as learning and development management. Performance management. It is a team of appraising performance systematically against defined criteria about the knowledge, skills. The performance criteria are defined. The date and assessment of potential for advancement is given. It can be done on the basis monthly basis. It can be done on quarterly. It can be done on annually. It depends on the company's policies. The three main appraisal systems, such as performance appraisal, potential appraisal, and performance coaching or counseling, are comes under performance management, where the potential appraisal is done to find out what is the potential of the employee, so that the jobs can be designed or redesigned for them as per their skills and the experience. Whereas the performance coaching or the counseling relates directly with the human behavior. Some people cannot take the backdrop of their performance. So how to counsel them, how to tackle all these situations comes under performance management. Then is reward management. It directly relates with the people are rewarded in accordance with their contribution. Career management is relates with the special career paths, or maybe the succession planning within an organization, where the employees are aligned with the succession planning, and they may be trained or maybe as per their qualification and experience they already holds on. Health and safety management system is maintaining a health and safe system within an organization, not only physically but also mentally or psychologically. Discipline management is all about administering to foster the positive employee behavior that promotes and create a positive working culture within an organization. Culture management is all about thinking and behaving shaped by values, attitudes, the rituals, or even the sanctions within an organization. Let's see what is HRD. HRD refers to human resource development. In 1985, Rao defined HRD as a process by which the employees of an organization are helped in a continuous planned way to acquire and sharpen capabilities, to develop their journal enabling capabilities, to develop an organization culture. When we talk about acquire or sharpen capabilities, it required to perform various tasks and functions associated with their present and expected future roles. When we say development of their general enabling capabilities as an individual so that they are able to discover and exploit their own inner potentials or their own capabilities or the skills for their own organizational development purposes. Whereas the development of organization culture, where the supervisor subordinate relationship matters, teamwork matters, collaboration among different subunits are strong and they contribute to the organizational overall health, dynamism, and pride of employees. We are talking about audit on a regular basis. Audit comes from a financial systems, but human resource audit is very important to assess the effectiveness of human resource functions and to ensure regulatory compliance. Human resource audit is a vast subject and it covers many delicate aspects of human and organizational interactions. It has to be confidential, it has to be very sensitive, to be conducted in a very sensitive manner, in a very organized manner. The HRD auditors has to study the organizational design. They has to be expert in HR audit, its objective, performance, and its human resources, as well as proper maintenance of HRD climate and practices within an organization is very important. Let's see what are the HRM functions mainly. Are managerial, mainly it is bifurcated under two functions, managerial and operative. Managerial is all about planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, whereas operative functions relates with HR resourcing, performance appraisal, compensation management, integration, and employee relations. Let's talk about managerial planning, where HRP, we discussed about that. Human resource planning is there. Organizing is all about how we are organizing the human resources. The staffing function is there, how the resources are aligned with the organizational objectives. Directing is all about leadership. Directing is all about supervisor-subordinate relationship, and controlling is all about the auditory HR, or it can be done through HRM audits, where to control and as per the policies and procedures of an organization. When we talk about the operative, the HR sourcing is all about the job analysis, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement, induction, and orientation. And when we talk about performance and development, it directly relates with the performance appraisals, trainings, management development programs, career planning and succession planning, internal mobility, or even the promotions, transfers, even demotions, retention and retentions, change and organizational development includes in that. Then comes the compensation management. Compensation management directly relates with job evaluation, wage and salary administration, incentives, bonuses, fringe benefits, the perks which are given, rewards, recognitions in terms of financial terms. Then it comes the integration again as an operative function, which involves the integration of all the employees that relates with the employee engagement, employee morale, counseling, employee welfare. It also relates with the ethics of the organization, which is directly linked with the human resource policies or human resource management. Employee relations is all about the grievance redressal, disciplinary management, and union management within an organization. So these are the operative functions which are mainly seen as HRM functions. These functions are mainly done by precisely by HR manager or head HR. Before it was done exclusively by the top management only, but now it is also some of the responsibilities are even to the middle management, where the manager is role of HR manager is very important. Uh, the main responsibilities are to develop the thorough knowledge of corporate culture, plans, policies, rules, regulations. They act as an internal change agent and consultant. They always talk about what needs to be changed, what requires change to improvisation of the entire organization. They initiate change and act as an expert and facilitator. They actively involves in company strategy formulation. Whatever be the strategic decisions taken, it is with the consideration of HR manager. To keep communication line open between HRD function and individuals and groups, both within and outside the organization. To identify and evolve HRD strategies in consonance with overall business strategy, which reflects what are the HRD strategies which are already available, and how it linked with the overall strategy of organizational business, so that it if there are any changes, if the involvement, if the amendments are required, that can be done or with the consideration or with the involvement of HR manager. To facilitate and development of various organizational teams and their working relationship with other teams and individuals. It is very important for HR manager to develop good relationship or good culture or the within the teams or within the employees working in the same organization. Then they also try and relate people to and work so that the organizational objectives are achieved effectively and efficiently, to diagnose problems and determine appropriate solutions, particularly in human resource areas. They provide coordination and support services for the delivery of HRD programs and services. The responsibility of HR manager also to evaluate the impact of HRD interventions. Interventions can be in form of any OD practices, or maybe any training development programs, any particular change within an organization after conducting the research or identifying the issues or the problems within the organization. It can be in form of test, it can be in form of training, it can be in form of any policy change. It can be in general it has improved individual and organizational performance. There are certain emerging roles of HR manager. It is mainly administrative, operational, and strategic. When we say administrative roles, the HR manager are involved in HR practices, legal compliance work, which relates with the legal functions like provident funds or ESIs or the insurance part, or maybe any compliance which is included in that, maybe the salary structure, the compensation work, even the paperwork, all are involved in that. When we talk about the operational functions, it is all about managing employees, their relationship issues, employee advocacy. Strategic HR is linked directly with the top management, where they see the organizational and strategic planning. Evaluation of HR effectiveness is seen, and accordingly, the strategies are made or the amendments are required. They made the policies or the rules and regulations accordingly. Therefore, they are known to be known as change agents of an organization. Administrative of role of HR is focused on mainly, as we talk about, the record keeping or legal or policy enforcement. These days, because of the digitization, it is also expanded to digital and web-based HR functions. The digitizations are moved towards the organization. The growth of outsourcing is there. Most of the tasks are online. Onboardings are digital. So these are the key transformation of from paper work to paperless work. This is only and only because of increased use of technology. The mainly outsourced functions include our employee counseling, retirement and benefits management, payroll processing. It is very much included in administrative role of HR. They outsource the payroll process and look after only from the they have a aeroplane eye on that, and they look after they only provide somehow the support system in terms of data to them. Operational and employee advocate role of HR includes where they serve as an employee's voice. They talk about the top management about the employees' concerns, maybe in case of any work-related or personal-related issues, or they try to work it out on the equitable treatment to all the employees, collaborate with managers and supervisors to implement HR programs and policies. Tactical tasks include ensuring compliance with employment laws, training supervisors, and addressing workplace safety issues, managing wage, benefits, and employees' queries. Strategic role is very crucial and very important, but they sometimes play as a silent role as a HR person. They evaluate the mergers and acquisitions for organizational compatibilities. Organization structural changes are done on a strategic level. Staffing needs are analyzed on strategic level. The HR planning, the entire workforce planning, and to anticipate the retirement of all the employees at all levels, identifying the workers or the workforce expansion in organizational strategic plans involved in that. They even institute the human resource management systems to reduce the administrative time with with the role of rapid change in technology and digitization of HR functions, the overall change management, the overall transformation to the technology or the innovative ideas are done on the strategic way. There is a strategic move seen taken by the HR managers, even on the from offline learnings to e-learning programs, working with executives to develop a revised sales compensation and incentives plan as a new product. They also, in this era when there are a lot of competition within an organization, the HRM significantly is an integrated work in an integrated manner, which is done, the strategy role is done by the HR experts or HR specialists in that particular area. McKinsey 7S framework model of HR talk about 7S, from which 4 is soft S and 3 is hard S, which directly relates as a business strategy and ultimately leads to the organizational effectiveness. McKinsey 7S framework says it's a role of HR plays a role of catalyst for an organization where all the 7S have to complement each other and have to be aligned towards a single corporate vision of organizational effectiveness, which is the ultimate goal of every organization. Let's talk about the HR Soft S is all about style, staff, skill, and subordinate goals. And HR Hard S is all about strategy, structure, and systems. So all the HRS are very important. It is it is a corporate vision of any of the organization. where the style relates with the people of working style, the leadership style, staff relates with the people within an organization. The skill refers to the capabilities and abilities of the people within an organization. Subordinate goals are the employees' goal are linked with the organization goals, whereas the HR hard S relates with strategy, the organization structure, and the entire system of an organization, which relates and framed by the HR framework only. So, while doing this, the role of HR is mainly not as an intellectual. Sometimes they have to work as an educator, discriminator, executive leader, humanist, visionary. They work as a facilitator. They work as a mentor for someone. They work as a sometimes the counselor for someone, or it's a very blended role what the HR manager has to play, and accordingly to the employees behavior. Sometimes they work only as a strategist or a silent person and observe people, then they move on as a counselor or maybe a leader to someone, or even maybe a discriminator to someone, sometimes a critic to someone. So it all depends what the HR manager need to do with different people, what roles they have to really strategize their role accordingly. They have to play the role accordingly as per the employee's job role, behavior, skills, capabilities, education, past experience. Everything has to be taken in consideration. When we say strategy and HRM, strategy and HRM is all about how the organization is to remain and be relevant in the industry, in the business. To achieve this goal, organization should be effective and efficient in operations within the limitations of their resources. Therefore, whenever management think about the strategy, it is referred to be as a set of framework which is coordinated and monitor choices and actions within the framework of the organization is evolved from out of that. And the SHRM is a term which comes from the strategic human resource management. It is regarded to be more than a decision, rather also in putting choices into practices. The HR management in an organization works on two basic strategies. One is competitive business strategy, and second one is human resource strategy. Competitive strategy involves the choice making and how to serve their customer better, and the human resource strategy involves choice making regarding the management of people within an organization. There is need to harmonize the all the two strategies in order to ensure organizational performance, as significant attention has been given to HR becoming a strategic partner. So this concept of SHRM is an integration of strategic management and human resource management, which further bifurcated into different strategies further, where they not only relates with the decisions, but also in a practice. HR outsourcing. HR outsourcing is a very well-known term. It is very familiar with the term of BPO, that is business process outsourcing. Outsourcing simply refers to the use of another party or third party to carry out various and specific business operations or functions. We just few slides before we discussed about the payroll processing. So payroll processing in most of the organization, they outsource that particular process to the experts who are working only on the payroll of the employees. The similar kind of concept newly emerges in HR functions as well, with the variety of specific HR functions of an organization is delegated, as if I quoted payroll processing, to another outsourced party who are expert to carry out HR functions. Even the assessment or is done, it is outsourced by the HR strategic HR portfolio, where they strategize that payroll or assessment of employees on an initial screening is outsourced. So there are few, that depends on the organization size, that depends on the internal structure of an organization. There are certain challenges when we say HR outsourcing, because here the experts has to be involved in that. So a few challenges are identified. That is identifying functions to outsource, determining which HR tasks are suitable for outsource. An organization cannot outsource their main functional areas, or maybe the functions in which they have the internal experts with them. So they have to really determine which tasks need to be outsourced, which tasks can be done in-house. Selecting the right vendor is very important, because their reliable outsourcing partner is very important. Sometimes even the learning and development or the trainings are outsourced to specific vendors, where they have the panel trainers or the development people with them, who look after only the development of the employees, or training on and on, either online or offline through e-learning modules, or maybe through blended form, whatever be the policies of an organization. Then duration of outsourcing is very important. Deciding the length of outsourcing contract is normally 1 year, and it is extendable. Sometimes it is also 3 years. That depends on the kind of work is being outsourced to them and kind of the project they are working on them. Managing vendor relationship, it ensures the effective collaboration and service delivery. Yes, there are benefits also of HR outsourcing. Very important, which is very important for the organization as well, as a reduced cost. The cutoff cost comes with the challenge of determining which function can be outsourced. If the manager is not aware of particular HR functions completely, it will lead to unnecessary increased cost of outsourcing. Normally outsource is done with this benefit only, but it has to be done with a very precautionary manners. Experts has to be included in that. Otherwise it will be more it is cost bearing outsourcing. It increased the cost of an organization. The second benefit of increased efficiency and speed of response comes with the loss of tactic knowledge and of the organization. Although the benefit is increased efficiency, the organization outsources our work to increase the efficiency and the speed of response. For example, any organization who are working on content development, they outsource to increase the efficiency and of the content development framework to the outsourced people, to the different people, in order to get the response in a very tight deadlines or very short deadlines. But it comes with the knowledge of that particular people who outsource, or the experts who outsource. Otherwise it takes a lot of time them to review or to do the quality checks. It may also involve in the controlling the losing the control over that particular area, if it is not done in a very tactful manner. So HR processes and decision making have to be very important when the outsourcing is involved in any of the processes. Along with these benefits, the organizations take advantage of HR expertise and knowledge of the third party, but have to dissociate itself with day-to-day operations of HR decision making. Only the strategic HR decision making remains with the organization. The certain challenges faced by HR managers while strategizing the outsourcing or strategizing the policies or structures, or if even they are working on reward systems, or even they are working on legal frameworks or digitization. So it is bifurcated by either it can be internal or external. Internal can be within an organization or within employees, and external is relates to the environmental. When we say organizational challenge is organizational challenges are mainly restructuring, when they are structuring the organization or the hierarchy of the organization on a whole, when they are when they are moving or making the changes within the culture. For example, they are comes up with the fostering the learning culture within an organization, and comes up with new training e-learning programs within an organization there that connects with the rewards or the recognition of an employee, or maybe even the daily allowances of the employees. So there are a lot of challenges they have to face. Even they have to face from an organizational context the outsourcing, even the downsizing or decentralization of any processes. When it the challenges when we talk about the individual, it is directly relates with the employees, how they are being treated, how they match with the organizational objectives, what are their insecurities, what is the reward system, what affects them, what motivates them, what builds up their morale to reach the organizational goals. The environmental factors deals with or comes up with legal frameworks, legislations, or maybe the globalization, the new taxation policies, even the new laws, amendments in the labor laws, even the labor demands and supply impacts a lot. Or because nowadays it is again a challenge of diverse workforce, because every workforce comes with different challenges along with them. So these are the few challenges which is faced by HR managers on and on basis, on a regular basis, and they have to deal with these challenges with their and deal with this with their own expertise. So the HR activities mainly where the challenges of practices are occupational shifts, the quality of available workforce, because it is always said in recruitment industry, there is always a shortage of quality people within an industry. So growth in casual workers, technological shifts is too much. Every year or every 6 months there is a technological shifts. People comes with new technologies and new ideas or capabilities or abilities. Gender diversity, which includes the LGBTQ community as well, racial and ethnic diversity. Age limit is very important, where they have to really work on merit versus performance. So that is also very important. Merit versus the age or seniority, merit versus seniority. So this is one of the challenge which is normally seen during the performance appraisals. Globalization is on and on, which is very important. Organizational restructuring is because there, when the organization comes with a diversified workforce with new technologies, with more shifts within them, with more innovative ideas. So restructuring is required. New rules and policies are required to be face all those challenges, either it can be internally or externally. Organizational environmental factors is very important when we talk about even on the economic, considerations, or not only technological, but of course. when we talk about the organization culture, organizational strategies. So the environment creates with external and internal factors both. External and internal factor again leads to the individual and organizational in the process. There are certain theories which are given on HRM, strategic HRM. One is Bernie's theory, which was given in 1991, where it is said that organizational performance depends on human capital as a key resource. Achieving competitive advantage through HR, it is resource-based view. High performance management, it is integrated HR process which enhance organizational performance. High commitment management is all about mutual commitment and trust drive improve performance. High involvement management, where the employee communication and employee management fosters the belongingness and increases the performance on the whole. Then there is an integration approach. Integration approach links with HR strategies with organizational performance by ensuring HR policies align with overall business strategies. There are mainly three types of integration. Either it is horizontal, it is vertical, or it is combined. Horizontal integration focuses on HR practices to generate superior performances. It is a synergy between the superior performances. Assumes that HR practices are universally applicable and mutually reinforced with each other. So then there is integration approach, vertical integration. It aligns practices with business strategies for external fit, where they see that where we can get the best of the people around, or best of the practices, or best of the technology. There the organizations align for external experts. Maybe if they want to strategize, for example, they wanted to restructure their organization, they always look out for the expert in organizational restructuring, consultant, HR consultant, something like that. Then it is combined integration, where it is a mix of horizontal and vertical integration for maximum business performance, which not only incorporates the bundles of HR practices, but also relates and integrates with the organizational needs or the policies. This configuration model is have a non-linear relationship, whereas even contingency model given in the vertical is also non-linear. In configuration model, the different paths are to the same outcome. Whatever be the path they follow, it comes to the ends up with the common outcome of the organization. Configurations are idealized, not strictly empirical. Both external and internal fit. It is an integration, which is a combination of external and external fits. Let's talk about the experts. The external and internal experts are essential to integrate the entire HR system within an organization. International human resource functions relates with human resource planning. We are more complex than domestic HR. Hiring in international markets, because local HR consultings are there are hiring agencies help to attract the right workforce as per the international market job descriptions and specifications. Staffing is all about coordinating and controlling. Performance appraisal is all about cultural differences in evaluation methods when we talk about the international market. Compensation is influenced by local wage laws and labor union. Training and development is assigned specific training development. Issues on HRM is main is globalization. where managing the global efficiency and multinational flexibility are the key concerns. Rapidly evolving nature of human resource management is international human resource management is very important. There is a difference between domestic HRM in terms of global workforce, capital, technology, which is much more above the human resources, but it is definitely within the human resources only. Then the cultural differences relates with the feedback style, the acceptance, the pay systems, and these phases of HR analytics is descriptive analytics, correlation, and predictive analytics. Artificial intelligence is very much in the role of artificial intelligence is used to automate and improve HR processes from recruitment to employee retention. AI solves cognitive problem and associated with human intelligence. So it is very important to integrate artificial intelligence in human resource management system to enhance the efficiency and streamline the entire processes. So, the HR areas influenced by artificial intelligence are more of a transforming the HR landscape, and it needs to adapt the AI growing presence in their functions to maximize its potential. So, international human resource management or globalization or even any challenges that is taken care by human resource management and which can be influenced by AI. Thank you so much. Namaste.